Hi everyone, I'm Doc Ken and welcome to the Living in the IT Era Chapter 3 entitled Computer Hardware and Software. So, what are the learning outcomes for this chapter? One is to analyze and identify the hardware components of a computer and to examine the software components of a computer. What makes a computer work in the first place? By definition, a computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. It contains both hardware components and software applications. Computer hardware is any physical device used in or with your machine, whereas software is a collection of codes installed onto your computer's hardware or hard drive. For instance, the computer monitor you're currently using to read this text and the mouse you are using to navigate this web page is computer hardware. The internet browser that allows you to visit the page or your particular page and the operating system that the browser is running on is considered software. Next, let's talk about the different devices in a computer. We have input, output, and both input and output. Under input devices, we have keyboard, mouse, microphone, scanner, PC, video camera. While in output devices, we have printer, monitor, and speaker. In both input and output, we have digital camera, storage devices, headsets, system unit. An input device sends information to a computer system for processing, and an output device reproduces or displays the results of the processing. Input devices only allow for input of data to a computer, and an output devices only receive the output of data from another devices. Headset consists of speakers and microphone. Speaker act as an output device and microphone acts as an input device. So here you can see headsets consist of both input and output devices. First, let's talk about input devices. The following are some of the most common and important input devices of a computer. First, let's talk about keyboard. A computer keyboard is an input device used to enter characters and functions into the computer system by pressing buttons or keys. It is primary device used to enter text. A keyboard typically contains keys for individual letters, numbers, and special characters, as well as keys for a specific function. Next, a computer mouse. A computer mouse is an input device that is used with a computer. Moving a mouse along a flat surface can move the cursor to different items on the screen. Items can be moved or selected by pressing the mouse buttons called clicking. There are also alternative ways in using a mouse. As you can see, we have trackball, which has a ball that can rotate using a finger or the palm of hand to move the pointer. A touchpad, also called a trackpad, is a touch sensitive pad that lets the user move the pointer by touching and dragging his or her finger on the pad. The difference between trackball and touchpad is that trackball is a pointing device consisting of a ball housed in a socket, while touchpad is a flat surface which is sensitive to touch, used mostly in laptop computers to control an on-screen cursor. Next, microphone. A microphone allows a users to speak into the computer to input data instructions, especially for recording audio for a video and for voice recorder, voice recognition, computer game, online chatting, recording voice for dictation, singing and podcasts, and recording musical instrument. Next input device, scanner. A scanner is a device that captures images from photographic prints, poster, magazine pages, and similar sources for computing, editing, and display. Scanners come in handheld, feed-in, and flatbed types, and for scanning black and white only or color. There are different types of scanners available, flatbed and portable scanner. So the difference between these two Flatbed scanners are very large and more expensive scanners that create higher quality images. These scanners have a flat surface on which the printed image to be scanned is placed. It can scan a page in a single pass. While portable scanner, they are very small in size which can be held in a hand. These are less expensive and less wide. Sometimes in order to scan a single page image, multiple passes are required. Next, PC video camera. PC video camera or webcam is a video camera that feeds or streams an image or video in real time or through a computer to a computer network such as the internet. PC video cameras are typically small cameras that sit on a desk attached to a user's monitor or are built into a hardware. Webcams can be used during a video chat session involving two or more people with conversations that include live audio and video. Next, let's now move on to output devices. An output device is any hardware component that transmits information to one or more people. The three commonly used output devices are as follow. First, printer. A printer is a device that accepts text and graphic output from a computer and transfers the information to paper, usually to standard size sheet of paper. Printers vary in size, speed, sophistication, and cost. In general, more expensive printers are used for high resolution color printing. There are two types of printers: the impact printers, such as dot matrix printer, and non-impact printers, such as laser printer. Impact printers involve mechanical components for conducting printing, such as pressing an ink ribbon against the paper, while non-impact printers do not use mechanical moving component. Second, monitor. Monitor displays text, graphics, and videos on screen. You have three types of monitors. One, CRT. Second, LCD. And third, LED. First, let's talk about cathode ray tube or CRT. A cathode ray tube is a specialized vacuum tube in which images are produced when an electron beam strikes a phosphorescent surface. Most desktop computer displays make use of CRTs. The CRT in a computer displays is similar to the picture tube in television receiver. A stream of intense high-energy electrons is used to form images on a fluorescent screen, but this is already replaced by the LED monitors because of it generates more heat and it contains toxic materials such as lead, cadmium, and barium. Next, LCD and LED. LCD stands for liquid crystal display and LED stands for light emitting diode. The difference between LCD and LED: LCDs use fluorescent lights while LEDs use those light emitting diodes. Here, LCD was replaced by LED because LCD contains mercury causing harm to environment, while LED does not use mercury and it is thereby environmental friendly. Next output device, speaker. Speakers are one of the most common output devices used with computer systems. Some computer speakers have equalization features such as bass and treble controls. Bluetooth speakers can be connected with a computer by using an aux jack and compatible adapter. Next, let's now move on to both input and output devices. First, digital camera. A digital camera records and stores photographic images in digital form. It allows one to take pictures, then transfer the photograph images to computer or printer instead of storing the images on traditional film. Many current models are also able to capture sounds or video. Capture is usually accomplished by a photosensor using a charge-coupled devices. Next, compact disc. Compact disc is a digital optical disc data storage format. It has two types. What are those? CD-ROM and DVD-ROM. The difference between CDs and DVDs is the amount of information they can store. A CD can hold 650 megabytes or million characters of data, whereas DVD can cram in at least 4.7 gigabytes or 1000 of megabytes, which is roughly 7 times more. Next, USB flash drive. USB flash drives are often used for storage, data backup, and transferring of computer files. Compared with floppy disks or CDs, they are smaller, faster, have significantly more capacity, and are more durable due to lack of moving parts. Next, let's now move on to system unit. The motherboard is the main circuit board of your computer, and it's also known as the main board or logic board. If you ever open your computer, the biggest piece of silicon you see is the motherboard. Attached to the motherboard, you'll find CPU, ROM, memory RAM, expansion slots, PCI slots, and USB ports. A motherboard is the spine of your PC. It is the link between all the different components inside your computer. One of the major functions of motherboard is to act as the hub to which other computer devices connect. A board can come in many formations to fit different needs, budgets, and speed. And lastly, hard drive. Hard drive is a high capacity self contained storage device containing a read write mechanism plus one or more hard disks inside a sealed unit. It is also called hard disk drive. It's also an electromechanical data storage device that uses magnetic storage to store and retrieve digital data. Hard disk drives are commonly used as the main storage device in a computer.